Vertical is recommended. And you'd think after all the times I've done videos that this thing would just say, okay, screw it, we're doing horizontal. But no. And also, who the hell decided that the recommended was vertical? Why would I want to see? Also, I remember back in the days on YouTube, you may want to pay attention to this, when you could flip your phone sideways if you wanted to, or way and back. But because you probably have streaming problems, YouTube, you've decided to make it one way or the other. Because now my screen is locked. You gotta love this. The definition of irony. Good morning, everyone. It's Monday. We're here in the parking lot, and it is an astounding, amazing 27 degrees Fahrenheit here in the parking lot. Yep. Of course, winter is still upon us, the winter of our discontent. And it's just the norm. And it's funny, where's all that global warming everyone's been talking about? Because it's like, I think the temperature went up like half a degree in the last 100 years, and I'm on average, and I'm supposed to be alarmed. Okay, the definition of irony. I'm sitting there this morning, and what I usually do is, for a couple of minutes where I hop in the shower, I run through my Twitter feed to see if there's anything interesting going on. And there isn't, as far as Doctor Who goes, so that's why I took the Doctor Who news off this one. I keep forgetting to do that. And I know there's people who are like, oh, I thought he was going to tell me something like, shoot his enzyme, how big is it? But what gets me is, okay, I gotta say it. It was a picture of Gina Carano posing with the Nardi. Nardi. Nard Chronic. No Brainic. Oh yeah, I already read that bit. Yeah, I think about the series was supposed to air originally in January, but they decided to back it up due to some reshoots and whatnot. Probably because he just got done firing Millie Gibson for being Eve. I don't know. Whatever how that story works out, but yeah, there's Nardi posing with Gina Carano for a selfie, and they're both smiling like, there's a French tickler up his backside. I don't know, and I'm sitting there like, wow, here's the guy who, when they announced the female doctor, was one of the ones who hopped on the bandwagon of, here's the guy who says woke more times in a day than any human being should. Here's the guy that I want made into a puppet that looks like Fozzie Bear. So you can go, woka, woka, woka. Now, a lot of people will try to equate this, well, Dr. Freedom, you're going to get a picture with Jenna Coleman. Or my other favorite one, Dr. Freedom, you bought that lamp that had Matt Smith on it. I go, I bought a lamp that had the TARDIS at the bottom, and I keep the top shade flipped around so it's just the TARDIS. And it looks good on a desk because it's the TARDIS. Of course, I kind of knew Jenna Coleman was going to cancel anyway. Plus, I wanted to find out for myself. Is she this ice cold queen that everybody says? Well, I've given up on Star Trek anyway, like I said, because I've done the one thing that people should do if you don't like something. Don't watch it. You've got all these channels out here, since Jodie Whittaker, Chibnall, and all that came in, who are acting like that there were terrorists or some kind of weird extremist, sitting in their, living room. And once a week, they, cock an AK-47 and say, you have to sit down and watch this. So they can bitch about it. And well, I'm halfway shocked, Picard would be getting a movie because here's the thing, here's some trivia facts for you folks. When Star Trek V came out, and I'm not talking about anything related to that post-2009 horse shit. The one that was directed by William Shatner, okay? The movie bombed so hard. He was already over budget, I think, before he even got towards special effects. Or maybe it was. It ends up hiring some unknown out there special effects company instead of taking on ILM's third string. And the rest is history. Plus the fact that even though there are bits of that movie I do enjoy, don't get me wrong, it is, the quest for God. But all right, just to say, it bombed so badly that immediately after that movie came out, phones started ringing because they didn't want the cast going out on that note. That's why Star Trek 6 got kicked into high gear, because they did not want those characters going out on that. But here's the thing: if I remember right, at that time, DeForest Kelley and Jimmy Doohan were 74 years old, and they had to fight to get them insured for the movie to get done, Star Trek 6. Yet here we are, they're talking about making a Picard movie. I know Pat Stew's doing well. I hope he's doing well for a long, long time. But, they're actually going to insure him. That's one of the big things you got to worry about when you do these productions. What if something unfortunate happens and you've only got the movie like a quarter of the way filmed? So yeah, that's a little history lesson and all that. That's why I'm kind of glad I took Doctor Who News off this one, because I knew I was going to go over them. But Nardi, standing there posing with Gina Carano. Here's a guy who's one of the dudes who, when a show pops up that has a female lead or anything like that, am I just crazy, or ain't he one of the ones that also says diversity casting and stuff like that? Yet here he is. Well, the thing is, if the Rey movies happen, they're basically going to do what they should have done with Luke Skywalker, and that was the refounding of the Jedi Order, which should have already happened. And then, sadly, Disney was already in such a hurry to get a new sequel series out of movies that we wound up with the lump of shit we wound up with. And like I said, there were good parts of the sequel trilogy, but as far as I'm concerned, that whole thing came to a crashing halt with Luke Skywalker is going to kill his nephew, his best friend's son, in cold blood in the middle of the night while he's sleeping like a coward because, I think I feel the dark side welling up within him. Sorry, you lost me right there completely. I didn't give a flying rat's ass what happened after that point. Also, you had Finn, which could have been a great character, and they start to develop him, and he just kind of fizzles. There was an opportunity wasted right there. And like I said, in Rey, Rey suddenly knows how to fly, the Millennium Falcon and all that after living on a junk planet her whole life, having flown nothing before. I don't know, maybe the Force makes you a good pilot. I don't know. And also, she's able to fix shit. And then it turns out, oh, she's a spin-off of Oracle, she's related to Palpatine. And I still hold the belief to this day she was originally supposed to be the lost daughter of Kenobi and Sabine. Not Sabine, but Satine, or whatever her name was. From Mandalore. Yeah, Last Jedi was, I don't care what you say, I don't care, it was terrible. We better squeeze in Palpatine. Oh, he's alive again because dumbass McJohnson killed the damn main villain in the last movie. And I'm not kidding. Go back and rewatch that fight scene in that throne room. It's one of the worst choreographed messes that they tried to edit around in my life. And then I'm not kidding, watch nitpickers watch this. It's so obvious. There was multiple times when you see a guy come around and there's nothing there to block him. He could have easily just chopped Rey's head off. And then he stops, turns around again. That's bad choreography. Well, the thing is, sadly, it's not going to be the heir to the empire we want. It's not going to be the heir to the empire we deserve. It's going to be, oh, look, the Force kids are going to overthrow the evil Thrawn, because now you've got to do it within a time frame. Because of the sequel trilogy, we know it takes place so many years after. And it's like, oh, I'm not sure if they did either. I like I said, I just don't even care to go find out. I don't want to watch it again. Unlike the original trilogy, I have no desire to go back and rewatch any of these movies. Same thing with the prequels. Sure, yeah, they were good movies, but I don't want to watch them again. I'll watch clips here and there, but frankly, I couldn't give a toss. And that's bad. And Solo was, shit. Maybe if we throw that Game of Thrones girl in there with some, mysterious shit happening at the end, we'll steal the entire plot of the train job from Firefly and throw it in there. Oh. I got to get off here. I just looked at the time. Everybody, please take care of yourselves. Be kind, be calm, be safe. The definition of irony, as I said, Gina Carano standing there, and guess who's getting his picture taken with her? The Nardi. Look for it. It's on Twitter. I couldn't believe it either. Well, so take care, everyone. Be kind, be calm, be safe. We'll see you all in the future. Enjoy your Monday if you can. And we'll see